すべてのドラゴン族はこの壺に封印されます。
Hello fellow dragons, and welcome to an episode of the Dragon Capture Jar, where I take a random dragon monster and talk about it off the cuff. So here is the lovely jar, and let's see what's caught for us this week. And here's something a little bit different. The White Stone of Legends, and it's a secret rare. Just look at that bling. I love the bling. And for many Blue Eyes players, you'll notice that most of us call these eggs, because that's what they are. It's an egg. And there's another card like this, but it's called the White Stone of Ancients. Now they're both very similar but have different effects, and it can be very useful depending on your strategy. But I've also noticed that I haven't talked about a tuner yet, and it is a dragon. It says so in the card. So technically, yes, this is a dragon card, so it qualifies to be caught in the jar. Now, I remember playing the traditional Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. I would only play with one of these, and some people play two, it depends. But I also recall, like, one thing I noticed when playing Blue Eyes is the White Stone of Legend is probably one of the best cards in the deck, even though you only have one. It mainly because it's searchable, but the effect is whenever it ends up in your graveyard, it doesn't matter how. But once it hits the graveyard, you can add a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. And depending on your hand, that could mean the difference between a win or a loss. Like, say if you only have a Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon in your hand, well, if this is sent to the grave, boom, you get a Blue Eyes White Dragon, reveal, and get him out, and continue on with your combos. And the fact that this thing is searchable is really handy too. You know, say if you have the Sage with odds of blue, well, if you were to special, just normal summon him, bam, you can get this into your hand. You can put this into your grave by using 1-for-1. So send this to your grave, get a Glow Up Bloom, for example, and boom, a Blue Eyes White Dragon is in your hand. If you wanted to get one onto your field and one into your hand, another easy one is if you were to normal summon the egg, ditch the Sage with odds of blue, and right away that can summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon and get one to your hand. So yes, so this card is so useful. But even with today's format, things have changed. When I was playing Blue Eyes, Dangers, and Guard Dragons, I only needed one. I did build recently a Blue Eyes Guard Dragon deck, and I'm going to incorporate two, because that's a deck that you really want to get them into your hand as quickly as possible. Now, the White Stone of Ancients is still very good. Once that hits the grave, on your end phase, you get a Blue Eyes from your deck to your field, but that depends on the strategy that you're going for. Nothing wrong with getting a monster out from the field, but yes, as I mentioned, it does depend on your strategy. So today, right now, I find it's more valuable to get it to your hand more than anything else to go off with your combos. And of course, when it comes to linking some link monsters, again, where there's a dragon, some link monsters require two dragons, and this is just a very easy one to link off to. And that's what makes this card so broken in some cases, that once it's the graveyard, by linking, by synchro, by ditching, anyway, you're getting something to your hand. And even though it's only one card, it is still slightly deck thinning yourself, so you can reach those more important cards going down through the game. And I just like how it looks in general. Like, when I think about, like, between the White Stone of Legend and Ancients, I just love how Legend looks a little bit better, and it's mostly due to the colors. You got the nice, the white, which is the color of the Blue Eyes White Dragon, because we know he's sleeping in there waiting to be born. But we get the nice blues and the aqua surrounding it. And the White Stone of Ancients has a yellowish, which to me is a little strange for a Blue Eyes card, or at least one that's played in that deck. So yes, that's colors, like not just, I mean, the effects are good. I love the effects of both of them. Don't get me wrong. When this card was first released in Duel Links, that brought the Blue Eyes archetype to a whole new level, and especially now where Ancients is released. I use Ancients more than Legend, but on occasion I do swap out for Legend because sometimes you just gotta get that Blue Eyes in your hand just faster. So yes, so if you still play Blue Eyes, how many do you use? Do you stick to one, or are you experimenting with 2 or 3? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, your Dragon Lady saying to be a good sport. Play the game, not the fame. See ya! Thanks for watching! If you like what you see, subscribe and be sure to click on the bell for notifications. You can also check me out on Facebook. The link is in the description below. Happy dueling!